How's it going?
Yeah!
I'm Daniel. I'm going to be doing some comedy. I really like when I get to introduce myself because a lot of people don't know how to pronounce my last name. It's Solot, but usually I get Solid or Salot. One time I got Slut. I was at a Little League baseball game and someone came up to me. My Instagram at the time was DSolot. And he came up and he said, "You're D-Slut from Instagram, right?" And I was so offended. I have one shirtless picture, but to be labeled D-Slut from Instagram was a bit far. Speaking of names, I love the meaning behind names. And one time I was researching my ex-girlfriend's name, and I came across the name Kennedy. And truthfully, what the name Kennedy means is deformed head. And I think that's kind of awesome. So this next story is from when I was 11. I went to overnight camp. And there was a dog at the overnight camp. He was such an adorable 14-year-old golden retriever. And one time me and my friends were playing with him and we got a little too excited and the dog got too excited and bit me in the back of the leg. And there was a big hole I had to get stitched up, but I didn't really care. I loved the dog, it was so cute. The next year I came back to camp to find out they put down the dog. And someone came up to me and told me it was my fault and I couldn't believe that. So I went to the owners and I said, "Did you guys put down the dog because of me?" They said, "Yeah." And I said, "You killed this dog because of me?" They said, "Yeah." And we overturned Roe v. Wade? Are you fucking kidding me? Dogs are way better than people are. We pay to have a campus therapy dog. We've never once paid for a campus orphan. Not once. The scariest person in the world to me is my ex-girlfriend's dad. So, a little backstory. I dated her my sophomore year of high school. Her mom was a priest, her dad was a dick. So right after I got my license, I went over to her house. I was so excited I was gonna bring her and her little sister out for ice cream. And her dad pulled me aside and looked me in the eyes, it was just us two, and he said, "I'm trusting you with the lives of my children, and if you ever put their lives in danger, we're gonna have some problems." And I was horrified, but it was okay, because I got home safe. But 2 days later, we went out, we were playing football, me and my girlfriend at the time. And her dad comes out and asks to play with us. We say sure. I give him the football, he throws it at my girlfriend. It slips her hands and hits her in the stomach. And I looked at him and I said, "Did you just hit her in the stomach?" He said, "Yeah, why?" And I go, I pull out an unopened condom and say, "If you ever put my child's life in danger again, I'm gonna have some problems." I've never really believed in astrology. And one of my friends knew that and came up to me to argue about it. And she said, "I believe in astrology because it's sometimes accurate." And I looked her in the eyes and I said, "Do you know a word that means sometimes accurate?" She said, "What?" And I said, "Inaccurate." Felt super powerful. This last story is the most full circle moment of my life. So it starts when I was in second grade. I went to a school that was K through 2. And for kindergarten and first grade, we had this principal that was awesome. She was a sweetheart, but she retired. And so going into second grade, we replaced her with a principal whose name was Dr. Cinnamon. Dr. Cinnamon was awful. She was so mean. She would yell at us, and if we got sent to her office, she would spank us. And this was a public school, so as I got older, I realized that my parents were, through taxes, obliviously paying for me to get spanked by Dr. Cinnamon. Now there's 3 things you start to realize as you get older. One is that Cinnamon is the most popular stripper alias in the world. 2 is that doctor is the most popular stripper occupation in the world. And 3 is that Kennedy means fucking deformed head. How sick is that? Anyway, so flash forward to my senior spring break. I was in Key West with some friends, and I wasn't really much of a partier, but all they wanted to do was go to parties, go to strip clubs, go to bars, and I wasn't really about that. So one night, they kidnapped me. They put a blindfold around my eyes, got me in a car, and we wound up at a strip club. All I had on me was my phone and some spending cash from my parents, and we walk in, and the first woman to introduce herself to me was none other than Dr. Cinnamon. Everyone's jaws hit the floor. We were so excited, and she comes up to me and says, "What do you like?" And I said, "I don't know, you need to tell me what to do." And she said, "Turn around," and I turned around. And 12 years after second grade, my parents were once again obliviously paying for me to get spanked. If I were to grade her performance, much like myself, she was probably a D slut. Thank you.